Yes.
So in obturation, we need your spreaders, and then we need your accessory gutta percha. Okay, your spreader is made of metal, and your gutta percha is made of rubber. So when you insert this spreader inside the canal, you can put force because this is thin, this is metal. But if you insert your gutta percha inside the canal, you can put force on it because it will buckle. So in short, when you place your spreader, you can put a little bit of force. When you place your gutta percha, it can go in passively inside the canal. So what does it mean? So in the selection of the size of your spreader, for example, you did your SRT, spreader reach test. You have your MEF together with your SRT. If your SRT, you use, for example, size 35. So this is your MEF, then you use size 35 of your spreader. It's 1 millimeter short, right? But you can put again your spreader with a little pressure. So in short, if they are spreaders. Okay, let's put the size 35 together. 35, 30, 25, but we do not use 20. Okay, so the sizes of the gutta percha are also the same. So you are 35, 30, 25, 20 gutta percha because they have the same size. They're all both points to the point. So if you're going to put the master cone in, okay, and then we need to put another gutta percha inside because we need to condense the gutta percha inside. So we have the master cone, which is usually equivalent to your MEF, and then if we need to add another gutta percha, we call it accessory cone, we need a spreader. So for example, I'm going to use size spreader 13. So I have inserted size 35, the spreader, and then you do lateral condensation. And then remove it, wash, wind out. And then, what do you think is the size of the spread? What do you think is the size of the accessory cone that you're going to insert? Remember, the accessory cone should be able to be inserted passively. So this one, size 35, I was able to put it in, but with a little pressure. Can I put the same size of gutta percha? No, because I cannot put pressure. So it should be, normally it's good to go 2 sizes lower. So you skip size 30. If this is size 35, then you go to size 25. So after I have removed the size 35 of the spreader, I will get size 25 of the gutta percha, and I will measure it 1 millimeter short of the working length because my spreader reaches 1 millimeter short. And she must be able to go in. Diba? That's it. No pressure. Just go in because it's 2 sizes smaller. So after I have placed the next accessory cone, what do I do next? I get again the spreader. Same size, 35. Same length, 1 millimeter short, and insert. Usually it can still be inserted. But just in case it can't fit up to the length that you want. So take it out. Now you get size 30 of the spreader, 1 millimeter short, and it should go 1 millimeter short. So if this spreader went in 1 millimeter short of the working length, what size of the gutta percha should I use next? 20. I should use 20. 2 sizes smaller. So in short, when doing your obturation, you have to play with these colors. Big, mid, and small. So just remember, your spreader is dependent on the size of your canals. Bigger canals, you use 35 and 30. Narrow canals, you use 35 and 30 and 25. Now, if you have selected this, next is the selection of the accessory cone. Just remember, the length is the same, but the size is 2 sizes smaller. So that when you put the accessory cone 2 sizes smaller, it can easily get inside the canal. Because we want to do obturation in such a manner that there is no voids. Any voids, we have learned that it can be niche for the bacteria. Any bacteria means ring infection. Okay, so let's do it here. So number one, you have to disinfect your gata percha using your 5.25% of sodium hypochlorite for 1 minute. And then you place it in a sterile gauze. Sterile gauze. Sterile gauze. Sterile gauze. So I usually want it separate, okay? Now, when you mix, so you can blot it, right? Okay? Do not hold it because it's supposed to be sterile. Now for the mixing of your cement, I will remix later, but your mixture should be mayonnaise-like. Mayonnaise-like, have you seen a mayonnaise?
Yes, ma'am.
O, diba? Shiny siya. Now just in case it dried up, so what are you supposed to do? You can just add liquid and then remix. Okay? But this mixture is too much. So this is enough. Okay? Like this one is enough. Okay. Usually I put it here. Then this one set aside. Okay, then you have taken your master cone. After you have taken your master cone, you took a radiograph. Everything is okay. Based on the radiograph, the length is okay. What will you do next? You have to take this out. So you already have put markings on it. You sterilize it as well. And then you irrigate the canal. After irrigation, you get your file, MAF. You do circumferential filing. Irrigate very well. After irrigation, you aspirate and then dry it with paper plates. When it's already dry and other criteria for obturation is present, now you can start. So we're going to start with the master cone. So this is 1 minute. Okay. What's your working length?
25.
So how to put cement? This is the master cone. Siya lang yung madami. Okay? And then insert. Okay. Then coat the walls. What's your working length?
25.
So 25, I have measured it 1 millimeter short, 24. Okay? And then insert. When you insert your spreader, you can put a little pressure using watch wind. Okay? See? Can you focus? Okay? And then watch wind up, watch wind in. Now, what size should I use now? This is size 35, then you should be using
25.
25. I was able to reach it up to 24, so I should also measure this at 24. Okay? And then you don't hold this area because that is supposed to be disinfected. So you can just do like this. Okay? Add a little cement. Just in case you put so much, then you should remove it. Okay? Now, watch wind. The most important technique is you remove it this way, this angle. Okay? Pag ganon. Your accessory cone, it should be the same angle. See? Because if you're going to insert this, okay? Let's reinsert. Okay? So this way out. Gata percha same way. Okay? Now, sometimes like this, I feel that it's too loose, still too loose. I can use even one size smaller. Okay? Because I feel it's loose. So I'll measure it at 24 because your spreader went up to 24. Okay? Watch one, watch one. Still can get in. Then you do lateral condensation, lateral, and then watch wind up, watch wind up, watch wind up. Still loose. I can choose even one size smaller because it feels so loose. So again, 24. Why? Because my spreader went up to 24. Okay, good. Next, let's try this. If this one can still fit at 24. Can you see there's a space? Now, it did not reach 24. Maybe this is about 23.5 or 23. Let's put it 23. Then if you want to make sure, why don't you measure it? So, it's 23. Okay, so put it back again. Now, when you do this, make sure it goes on one side only. Hindi pwede Michelle de Stalbach, labial lingual. So, one side, loose, okay? Because this canal is too big. So, let's go for 23 now, right? I'm not changing the size yet because it can still fit. A little bit tight, but still goes up to 23. So it's tight, 2 sizes smaller. Measure at 23. Can you see the length of the gutta percha? Still almost the same length because it goes up to the length. So with this, you're sure that it's really compact towards the apex. Remember, we need an apical seal. So move it one side and then insert. This is size 30. What size should I use next?
20.
20. If it feels tight, I would rather have 2 sizes smaller. If it feels loose, I'll go 1 size smaller. Now, look at the gutta percha. Look closely. The gutta percha is bent. No, it's not straight. It's not good. Because there should be an angle. It will follow an angle. So let's try. So normally, if it's curved like this, I don't like to use it. Because, look, you place a straight spreader, and then you're going to place now a gutta percha which is curved. It will not fit easily. Okay. So, if it's tight, I feel it's tight now. Still at 22 mm. So keep on going in, out, so 3 times to make a good room for your gutta percha. Okay, now what are we supposed to do now? When do we end? For example, if the crown length of this tooth is 10, you add 2, so 2 millimeters. So 12. So if your spreader can go on 12. Diyan na lang siya, ay nang pumasok, then that's it. You stop. But, what will you do next? You take radiograph. You take radiograph and try to see that there's no voids. You cannot cut it yet.